Anyway, Built Man is basically the local high school steroid kingpin, turning underclassmen into demigods in 30 to 60 days. It was beautiful in a way. Also, he was partying a lot at the time. This is like straight up like the identical story I said, like the D-ball only cycle gangster from high school. What's up guys, Derek, moreplace.com. Today we're going to be talking about your worst, your worst cycles. So I did a video a few days ago called reacting to your worst cycle horror stories. And this was where I read through a Reddit post or thread, I should say, made earlier this year, and basically read through some of the like the most horrible cycle outcomes like from the people who were, you know, replying to it, their worst overall cycle experience. And some of the stories were either fucking sad, depressing, some were really hilarious, some were, you know, they're all over the place, but some were, it was obviously an entertaining video, and it sort of spurred me to do my own video, which was the one I put out a few days ago as well, the day after. Story time, my worst cycles ever. And then that was my worst cycles I detailed, and I had quite a few because I couldn't narrow it down to just one. I wanted to detail a few of them. Somebody commented and basically said, let me see, on the first video, they said, this was the top comment, make your worst cycle stories a little mini series for the channel. So I thought that was a really good idea. I hearted the comment. Let's see what else. I'm gonna, drop down. Please, yes, that would be epic. Good idea. Yes, good idea. Came to the comments to say the same thing. Do it. So obviously it's a good idea. It seems like people liked the first two. So I figured the next most logical step would be to go through the comment section of the two videos and then see what your guys' worst experiences were that you noted down. So they're probably, I honestly already went through the comments a few days ago and just, you know, like hearted some of the, you know, most liked comments, some of the algorithm comments, you know, the supportive ones, people who are OGs of the channel, stuff like that. You know, the same thing I do, but I didn't really like thoroughly read through the cycle stories. So I'm going to be like refreshing my memory here and going through them for the video pretty much live, because like I tried to make sure I didn't actually read super thoroughly so I could have some like fresh content to go for this video, because I knew once I started seeing a couple stories popping up, I was like, okay, this is going to be enough to make like a third video on. And then maybe in the future, I don't really know what the next part of the series would be though, because it's like I did the Reddit one, I did my own, and then I'm about to do your guys. So it's like, what would the fourth one be? So I don't know, you can let me know. Maybe you can always have, I don't know, maybe there's gonna be more stories after this one in the comment section. I can do another one, but I guess we shall see. So anyways, in the comment section of your worst cycle horror stories from the Reddit thread, this is the first video. So let's see, the top, one of the top comments, Ryan, sorry dude, I'm gonna murder this, Knack Trab. So like 10 years ago, I was trend out of my gourd and my cheating whore girlfriend was actually cheating on me. Oh shit. That's like the worst combination, where it's like you're paranoid of it, but it's actually fucking happening. You're not just convincing yourself of it. I found out, we broke up, I was upset. Justifiably. My buddies took me out to get trashed, and get trashed we did. Sounds like a poem. So much so that one of my buddies volunteered to walk me home and make sure I made it. He said something I didn't like, so I attacked him like a wild animal. Like a wild animal. I can't fucking talk today. What do you know? Cops were driving by that second, saw the whole thing and put me in handcuffs. I could hear him begging the cops to let me go. He told them about the breakup and said he was talking shit about my ex-girlfriend, and that started the fight. Miraculously, they uncuffed me and followed us home, which was only another 100 yards away. The next day, after apologizing with tears in my eyes, I said, hey man, what did you say anyway? I don't even remember. He goes, dude, I swear on our 10 years of friendship, I didn't say a word. You just turned around and cracked me in the face. Good times. Holy shit. Fuck. Hopefully you guys are still friends, but I don't know how much I'd trust you after that. Fuck, dude. That's sketch. I've actually had I've had scenarios with like tweaking on friends and friends like tweaking on me, but never to the extent of like, you just fucking look at them and you just rage on them. But, you know, that's always the sketchiest thing. Guys who, you know, can't like control themselves when they're drunk and they just go like fucking haywire. Like, there's always like that dude at the bar for some reason. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like the way some people's like minds react to alcohol in general, as well as like with Tren in the mix. Like I can just imagine, you know, like, and I'm sure when I was a bouncer, I dealt with some of that combination many a times. Tren plus heavily intoxication. LOLs. That's the first comment is LOL after that guy just fucking talked about beating the shit out of his best friend and almost getting arrested. Holy shit. Tren can turn you into a killer. No joke. I even recognize it changed my brain or something. But I actually like what I became after the psychosis subsided. We'll never touch the thing again though. Haha, yep, the best way to learn how to live calm and collected is to live like a fucking lunatic first. I guess if you can live normally, like in a fucking lunatic state, then yeah, you can probably live normally. You're probably the most calm guy ever after you come off. You had a very loyal friend. Yeah, I agree. Are you normally aggressive after alcohol? Genuine question. Do you think Tren exaggerated it? If so. My relationship was shitty for a while, and looking back, I think deep down I knew my GF was cheating for months. Somehow refused to believe it. Stupid, I know, but I was young. So the Tren paranoia actually helped him find out in this scenario. So, usually it fucks things up when you actually like, you start to get paranoid of shit, but in this situation, it helped him some detective sleuth work. Also, my sleep was so bad for so long that it made me crazy too. I think a lot of, like I've already talked about like 50 fucking times in the last like week and a half, it feels like, about Tren and its effects on the brain. So I'm not gonna like ramble on too long, but I do think the sleep impacts of Tren largely have to do with its like emotional like volatility as well as a compound. Alcohol and coke benders were pretty common, but it didn't go full-blown psycho boy until Tren was in the picture. Let's see, we're still friends. He joined the Marines. I haven't seen him in a while. I should send him this video and tell him to check the comments. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Next video, Derek reacts to, already like this one. Let's see. Premature baldness is a gateway to heroin, apparently. Gets addicted to every drug imaginable for 10 years and ruins life. But how are the gains, bro? Yeah, I guess that's Reddit. I guess that's how some people just don't give a fuck, apparently. Let's see. Okay, here's another story. When I was a freshman, this guy a grade above me was about my size, 5'8", 130 to 140-ish pounds. He actually wrestled one weight class above me, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, he uses some shit he called Built. I never saw the bottle. And by the time we come back for the next school year, he's about 200 pounds and went from putting up a plate and some change to repping 255 plus. I can so relate to this story with the guys who were on like D-ball only cycles in high school and would just like fucking show up and go from like maxing out 2 plates to repping out like 265, and they'd be like, yeah, bro, just like taking 2 scoops of size on, bro. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck. Like, at the time, I was like, actually, that's fucking unreal. Like, I guess I should try that. Didn't realize, you know, little did I know at the time. By the time he was a senior, he held the records for highest lift and squat, bench, and power clean. Coach didn't let us deadlift at school. He was maybe 225 at this point, looking fucking ridiculous. So, of course, he got a new name, Built Man. So, I don't know why that's so funny. So Built Man has a lot of people asking how he got like that, and he ends up selling a lot of people bottles of his Built shit. Holy fuck. So now we have a small steroid epidemic of various athletes and even kids that weren't doing sports, LOL. Our football team did fucking great that year, but I don't know if that's because people were juicing. It's just a correlation I noticed. Anyway, Built Man is basically the local high school steroid kingpin, turning underclassmen into demigods in 30 to 60 days. It was beautiful in a way. Also, he was partying a lot at the time. This is like straight up like the identical fucking story I said, like the D-ball only cycle gangster from high school. Gets blackout at a party where someone was doing tattoos and gets a massive chest piece of a cross. The standard cliche douchink starts feeling some pain in the lower back and goes to the hospital for kidney failure. Holy fuck, never mind. I cannot relate anymore. I have no idea what/if he was using cycle supports or even how long he was cycle or if he was even using that Built shit. Regardless, he's a cool guy. Regardless, he's a cool guy. After selling a bunch of people this fucking thing. After graduating, he went to the Air Force, lost a bit of mass, probably 20 to 25 pounds, and went career. Saw him recently on Instagram, and he's still in good shape. Happy for him. Oh yeah, also I can't be sure because I couldn't find any results while searching for built, but I'm pretty sure it was a super DMZ clone. All this took place prior to 2015 ban or a M-Stan and Superdural combo. I would probably lean towards the idea that it was probably Superdural and like maybe something else, or just Superdural on its own, because like kidney failure, like that's fucking hard to do, dude. Like even if you were like cranking orals, like you gotta be on like heavily fucking toxic shit to do that, especially at that age. I got into pro hormones too and learned a decent amount. I didn't know and still feel like I don't know. Shit, LMAO. But of course, that was after my own hospital visit after running Super DMZ 2.0 from Blackstone Labs. But after a while, and maybe a cycle or two later, I went from a 130, 135 pound twink sophomore year to a shredded 160 to 165 at graduation. Yes, it helped me get the ladies. Too bad I was awkward and sucked at flirting. So it was still no pussy for me, LMAO. Ah, good times, good times. And this is why I say you need to get your, where's that? The card, if my editor remembers, the card will go up in the corner about why you need to knock out the pickup phase of your life as soon as possible. And I basically outline how having a sick body, actually I don't even know if I outline in that video, but I basically talk about how you basically need to take control of your shit. And just having a good body or a good whatever does not just have pussy like handed to you on a silver platter. And this is what I realized after my first couple of years working out pretty much for that sole reason. It's like, oh shit, it actually does not just automatically equate to girls throw themselves on you. You know what I mean? So let's see. Makes me want to cop an expired bottle of Super DMZ 3.0 from eBay. P.S. I'm not reading over any of that to typing errors, and I know the structure is shit, but hey, long comment for the algorithm going brazy. Well, yeah, I appreciate it, dude. This is a good story for the current video. So here we go. Mango Machiavelli, you're featured on the newest video. This is a great story. I agree. This is kind of hilarious ridiculousness you'd expect in a coming of age comedy. This would make a pretty good movie, I think. It's a perfect setup for 23 Jump Street. You've got a knack for storytelling, man. See if there's any other cycles in here. Yeah, I cycle L-Theanine, Agmentine. Pretty hardcore if you ask me. I agree. That's a fucking lethal combo. Let's see. Not very many experiences here. Blasted TRT and SARMs for years. Got a stroke because of squats. Dissected from my artery in the neck. Jesus fuck. During recovery, I met people who got strokes from bad injections where they got gear and blood even if they said they aspirated. What? Never had bad injection and no Tren cops as well. Oh man, that's fucking horrible to hear. I was on pain pills and heroin for like 12 years, so I can relate to that first guy. I can't say it was just because of acne, but I had pretty bad acne from age 13 to like 28. The last few years it became cystic and my entire face would swell up. Waking up every day and looking in the mirror and seeing acne and lumps everywhere is about as demoralizing as you can get, especially considering your face is what people are looking at 99% of the time. Destroys your self-esteem and you are constantly worrying if a huge outbreak is on the way. I found the Opie made my acne worse because I would rub and touch my face all night, LOL. Yeah, acne is definitely a fucking tough one because even like some people just like almost can't, like no matter how much they adhere to like perfect, you know, skincare, you know, change their fucking pillowcase, have a perfect diet model, etc. It's like some people just cannot avoid it with exogenous androgens. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you never want to say like do Accutane because it's a fucking toxic and shitty for you drug. But it's, you know, sometimes it's like one of the only things that seems to work. Like for me, I had really bad acne when I was like like even before gear. And when I took it, after taking it, I never had a pimple again, to be honest. And I'm not saying to take it. I'm just saying like, for me, it was like a godsend at the time. So I don't know, just my own personal experience. But I used to have the same thing where I was like super paranoid about my acne and stuff. Let's see. Have I ever thought about covering peptides? Seems like they're starting to get some popularity. Seems like they're starting to? Dude, they've been popular for fucking ever, dude. I just said dude, I think 2 times in one sentence. BBC 157 especially is very effective. And I've talked about it before, I think. Just very, It was a long time ago, but yeah, it's very effective. BPC 157, one of the more effective of the, you know, like healing peptides, and a lot of interesting applications in its use. I don't really know what else to talk about other than, I don't know, BPC 157 plus TB 500. I guess that could be a good video at some point. Anyways, back to the stories. Laughed my ass off. I remember when I was 18, I took Superdrol and got scared of prolactin side, so smashed pramipexole one night and woke up on the floor puking. Fuck. What? Superdrol doesn't even cause prolactin issues, but yeah, I took too much once as well and woke up and threw up. LOL. Let's see. My horror story. 3 years ago, I bought Parabolin in all caps. After about a month into it, I got crazy anxiety from it. I quit the cycle, left myself shut down, and that increased the anxiety to more panic attacks and couldn't go to the gym or at work. Months later, I started anxiety medication to which I am addicted now. Jesus, fuck, dude. That's the importance of planning, I guess, as well as understanding your ester, understanding clearance times, having a PCT on hand, having baseline blood work. Fuck, that's shitty to hear, man. Let's see. I just used Masteron for 3 weeks at 500 milligrams and it ate my hair quite a bit. I immediately stopped, but will I ever get back the hair I lost? Oh, this isn't really a fucking story. This is a question. Will you ever get back the hair you lost? You know, it's quite possible. 3 weeks is not very much, so I would suspect that the majority of that is indeed temporary telogen effluvium, and it's just a matter of getting on ideally some sort of protocol and putting your hair back in a state where you can have a normal length anagen phase, letting the hair cycle kind of fucking recycle itself and get back that lost density. Maybe, I can't say for certain you'll get it all back, but 3 weeks is not very long, so I wouldn't be surprised if you made a full recovery. Tren definitely changed my personality. You feel like Superman, but your mind is so unstable you feel like you're bipolar. Because you pretty much are. Yeah, I agree. Can relate with first story. It was on my second or third week of Superdrol that I bought from Vitamin Shop or GNC. Isn't it fucking nuts? Like, it's still baffling that shit was there. Like, the most toxic of all of the oral steroids, just like a GNC guy selling it to you. Caught the reflection of the back of my head in one of the gym mirrors and had a full monk look going. The top of my head was clean bald. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other video and see if there are other good stories in here. So we're on the story time, my worst cycles video now. Let's see. My worst one was that I didn't study enough for a calc exam and got a fucking 28. How's that that's a top comment. Sam, seeing this with a 60 in calc right now. Second time taking it. LOL, the universe telling me something. Why am I reading this? Let's see. I remember taking test and DECA 500 milligrams test, 300 milligrams DECA for 22 weeks with no AI. Had the E2 levels of 3 teenage girls. Yeah, I can imagine the DECA dick on that. That's actually not that bad. Like, I've seen people do much worse than this. 500 test, 300 DECA. For 22 weeks, that's pretty long. But I mean, like, the ratio isn't like so ridiculous. Like, that was, you'd be considered like mild back in the day. They'd be like 500 test, it's all you fucking, that's the minimum, and then you stack DECA on top, and DECA is only good at 400 milligrams or higher, so that's actually not that fucking nuts. Why does it look like Derek is in front of a green screen and just has a picture of his old room on it? LOL. Now I can't unsee it. Damn it. It's just the focus. Sounds like a wall, right, guys? Can you hear that? Yep. It's definitely a green screen. Let's see. Because we are veterans of the forum and you're a piece of shit kid. It reminds me of my WhatsApp group. Man, not very many stories here. I thought I'd see more. I'm one of those guys who tolerates Tren relatively well, but when I'm driving on the highway, I'm convinced everyone is about to hit me. I could be the only one on the road, and I'm constantly checking around me. Then when I come off, I'm relaxed again. That's funny. That's pretty accurate too, I think. Like, how paranoid do you get on Tren? Like, let us know in the comments down below. And what is the most ridiculous situation you have created a thin air that is not even a real fucking thing that you convince yourself is real on Tren? Let's see. I connect with these experiences way too well. My first cycle was the classic 500 test and 50 D-ball. I literally thought I had kidney failure. Turned out to be the crazy lower back pumps I was getting from doing any exercise. Yeah, that was, I remember so many times I used to like drive around just for fun because when I was, like there just wasn't a whole lot to do some nights. So I would just like get my buddies, you know, and drive around and just fucking like shoot the shit and just like drive and waste gas pretty much. And then some like literally on D-ball, it would get to the point where even sitting in a car just driving for more than like 20 to 30 minutes straight, I'd have to pull over and then recline the seat all the way back and lay down until my lower back pump subsided and then go back to driving. And I would literally have to like sit there and like hyperextend my back and drive like all fucked up to prevent my back from getting pumped up. That is the beauty of 40 milligrams of D-ball with your high dose of testosterone. Okay, so those are pretty much all the stories I could find. So anyway, I think that was sufficient length. I think that was a sufficient amount of stories. I was expecting a lot more, but you know, maybe we can get some really good ones in the comments of this one. Maybe I'll do a follow-up if there is enough. If there's not, let me know how you think I should proceed with the series. Otherwise, I think that, you know, I think it was pretty fucking solid. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Any experiences, drop them down. If you have an idea for the next episode, let me know. If you have any Reddit threads that are funny, I don't know, just whatever the fuck, just drop them down there. Give me some ideas. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_more_dates, Facebook, Snapchat, BitChute, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts if you want to listen to audio instead of burn through your data at the gym or your battery in the car, whatever. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below, my TRT clinic, as well as Gorilla Mind, nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode, pre-workout formulas I designed myself from scratch. We have Gorilla Mode Nitric, Gorilla Mode Stim, now called Gorilla Mode Energy technically, and a lot of other products with the brand that I will not spend the next 5 minutes detailing. But if you want to check any of my breakdowns, go to the playlist called Supplements, and I have incredibly elaborate deep dives into all of my products and the reason I formulated them the way I did. So anything else I'm associated with, video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.